as a father. Like, I think that homework should, in principle, be avoided.
394 players so far. And here you see it.
Okay, so here's the roll of the dice. 19.
Left to join, but we're
So
getting
that's
ready to follow the action.
that's gonna be knight of 3 because that's 16 pawn moves.
Countries.
Knight a3, knight
Getting close to
c3.
400 players. Standings, and as the pairings is about to appear, we're wondering who will Magnus Carlsen play in
Also,
the first round.
whom
Will
for
Hikaru
some
Nakamura
reason
play
I
in the
have.
first round. Okay, we have made it past 400 players today.
For some
guys.
reason,
And we do see the time
I can hear
here.
Kaya in my ear now. While I don't mind that,
Yeah, I think this might be
I
the
don't
strongest
think
Magnus
it's
so far of the split.
that's
With,
appropriate.
so many of the world top 10 playing.
Yeah, come
Arjun
here,
joining
Kaya.
in, Fabiano joining in. Oh, so nice to see. It's going to be a race to the top. It's going to be even harder than ever for Magnus to get 11 out of 11 this week.
Exactly. Magnus Carlsen, we're going to follow him in the first round. So it's called Title Tuesday because every title player is invited to play, whether you are a grandmaster or a candidate master. We have players.
Jag hör det fortsatt.
Sorry, jag släpper den här. Fortsatt?
Ja.
Okej. Första Chess TV är det.
Oh, yeah. This is kind of seriously annoying. Ja, hör det fortsatt. I öra. We have a little technical mishap here. As I said, I can still hear I can still hear Kaya and David. And while that's lovely, it's it's kind of not ideal. Okay. Yeah, okay. We are I didn't see knight h5. I mean, I saw it after I made the move, and now allowing this was less than ideal, but I'm sure we can survive this. Rook e5 is possible. Probably go bishop f1. Bishop f5, e3, knight h3, king g2. It's quite murky. Okay, that was not the critical move. Now I got bishop f1, e3, and I'm fine. Essentially, my whole strategy for most of this game has revolved around getting a stronghold here on the queen side, so now I'm jumping in with the knight. I should probably trade now. And try and create some weaknesses. think I'm somewhat better. At least I'm pretty sure this is the best position I've had. If not the whole game, then for a long time. Now, rook d8 is the only move. Everything else runs into forks. So he finds that, which was to be expected. If I'd taken the pawn, there was rook a8, and even though there was a fork there, I would still lose material. So I reinforce with my rook first, and then see how I proceed. I don't know. I didn't like the look of a rook check there, so I'm trying to keep the position under control. This is a big threat, which he misses, and now the game should be pretty much decided as I win an exchange. This is unnecessary, but it's kind of a fun move. Playing with my food just a little bit. So also bishop h3 there. Okay. Knight c6. The rook e3, my idea is to go f5. Here I go king f2. And this pin means that the knight is fouling. d4 I could just take. And rook d8, king takes e3, I protect the knight. And this is, yeah, just a clean rook up. And there we have resignation. I'm guessing I was probably in trouble like for a brief moment here. Yeah, bishop f4 was crazy. And here, yeah, rook e5 was that? Bishop f... Oh, there's e3. Knight d3 and then rook d1, trapping the knight. It's hard to see. This was my intention. Here e3, knight e6 and knight f3. Apparently this is not convincing. No. Chess is hard. After this I was at least somewhat in control. And here, yeah, I have a big advantage and now winning one. Okay, cool. It's kind of a boring first move from the community. But okay, we will try and get some quick tech help here, so bear with me.
Herregud. Jeg skjønner ikke hvor den lyden kom fra. Kunne vi sett på i pausen og klare å spille bare med uten av lyden før det?
Yeah. Okay, so we haven't figured out the issue. But it's fine. It's just very strange. apparently, I'm overhearing a conversation that Simon Williams, who's also in the building, he can also hear the commentary. So we're all confused at the moment. Okay. Next round should be starting very soon. Few games still going. Let's have a look. Spawn a time scramble, but White should be winning. And I'm guessing since that game ran out of time, well, I guess in some cases, you know, there's a bit of lag. That means that the games last a little bit longer. But that's okay. Okay. So we got round 2 coming. Joaquin Fiorito. Never heard of that player. What's the... No, I don't know. Let's go for a Queen's Gambit, I was about to say. This is a modern way of playing. I also hope that you guys can hear me fine. I'm assuming the microphone is fairly close to my mouth, so should be okay. Here, yeah. I think this is how people play. Bishop b7, and I don't know if this is an issue, but it doesn't seem that bad to me. Otherwise, we have a very typical position where black is usually okay. Usually these positions become like a little bit cagey. I don't know. This, I think I might start pushing this pawn. So this pawn was here to protect the b5 square, prevent his knight from coming there. So since his knight is so far away from there, I think I can start pushing the pawn. I don't know. c5 seems reasonable. I like grabbing space when I can. And e5 is probably the move, and then I think I'll just drop back with the knight, hoping to play on the theme of the superfluous knight, since both his knights want to jump into the square. I'm slightly worried about this move, though. Not majorly. I think if I hadn't moved my knight here, then there could be some... Yes, this is also reasonable, but I was not overly worried about this. I feel like usually when you can jump in here, it should be fine. What I was going to say is that I have so-called hanging pawns, and these pawns protect a lot of squares. But once one of them falls, the other pawn is usually very, very weak. So you really need to protect them very well. And if I hadn't traded, like, there are a lot of pieces defending these squares, and if his knight trades here, I have fewer pieces defending them, if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't. Okay, so this is quite tempting. I think I'll just trade for now. GF, I might go rook d8 and then d4. I don't think I necessarily need to rush. If EF4, I'll go d4. Yeah, this is not ideal. Probably have to go f5. I mean, I do have some pawn weaknesses here, but I think I should be more or less okay. Protecting this pawn. Maybe knight d7 was a move too. Now this move I don't like for him, since he's allowing my knight to jump in. And also release a little bit of the tension in the center. He can sack the exchange, but I'm not sure what that does. Otherwise, queen c2, for instance, I'll take. I'll probably go a4, start targeting this bishop. And same here, I think. a4 feels very natural and good. Queen b2 maybe, but that's a very sad move to make. Bishop b2 runs into knight takes a2. Then a b3 next, and he does have certain good pieces, but I will have 3 pass pawns. Considering whether I should take with the queen, because if I take with the pawn, at least he gets queen to d3. And yeah, I think I should just do that. Keep some more control over the position. Rook c1 doesn't do a whole lot. I can just push the pawn, and I'm keeping more control over these squares so that he cannot attack my weak pawns that easily. Yeah. It's a good move. You know what? I don't like opening up for the bishop, but this seems concretely good. Yeah, knight f4, just preventing this check, and then I go d2, forking his rooks. And here we just drop back with the queen and should defend comfortably. Knight c2, forking his rook and knight, and then here we can just pick up every piece that he has except the queen. Sack the knight and then push the pawn. My king is safe and there's no hope for him. Okay, tough game. I believe up until a certain point. No, the engine lights. F5. 90, so 96 was bad. 97. I thought about that briefly. Yeah, bishop a3 was the big mistake. No, yeah, after a4 I'm winning. But not easy, but it shows you kind of how little it takes sometimes to turn a completely normal position into a winning one. Let's see if we have any interesting games still. Hikaru against I Am Rosen. It's a fun little final trick. Looked like Rosen was doing really well in this game. Then something evidently went wrong. What about Alireza? Oh, this is gonna be fun. Got a little bit of a time scramble. Yeah, you can hear the take commentary. Well, I can hear it as well. Now I can hear it really well, but now I cannot really hear it that much. I don't know what to do about it. IT people tried to fix it as well, but I don't know. Okay, Alireza is gonna flag his opponent. Nej. Nej.
Okej, för då var det muta den. Så ska vi släppa i pausen.
Hæ?
Jeg ser nærmere på i pausen.
Men de kan fortsette med å snakke, ja? Ja, ok.
Du kan bare ikke høre.
Yeah. Apparently, we just needed to mute the, like, system audio or something. Or, well, now I cannot hear anything, so. Okay, Vugar Rasulov. So this is a sign that, you know what, I'm gonna roll the dice again. So that's an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, D4. It's boring. So this is a sign that Title Tuesday is becoming very strong. So usually he's somebody that I would meet in like round maybe 4 instead of 3. So it's not that big a difference, but still. Anyway. Is this what people do? B3? I've had many games in this line from the black side, especially in Blitz against Dubov. He loves this for white. And I'm trying to learn. As always. I believe I'm generally quite happy to. I think I had something similar against Ding as black. But I'm like generally quite happy to win the bishop pair. Here. Maybe this is premature. Should go rook e1 first to prepare this. Yeah, I think that was not great. Let's take it then. ED at least. Finally, we have a very similar structure to the last game, and here, at least I got knight c4, and hopefully maybe e4 later on. Maybe I can jump into this square, which he sensibly prevents. But it seems to me that I should be slightly better here. The bishop is, according to AlphaZero, somewhat better than the knight. Now this move, I don't like for him at all. Because he has to put his knight on a very awkward square here. B4 probably runs into... No, maybe rook d8. Let's grab the file. A4 is maybe a big threat here, intending bishop a3. Yeah, I think this is very awkward for him. It's e5. Still, that's a weakening. Queen e6, I suppose. And rook c1. b5, I got knight d6. Should be very good. h5. So now knight d6 is not really any good. Let's go f3, preparing h4, g4. And also preparing queen to d6. All endgames here are very, very good for me. I didn't see, or not that I didn't see, I kind of forgot about that I had the idea of going b4 as well. Oh, that's the point. No, this no longer works. Knight d6, and then he takes and rook d8, and earlier there was a problem with the back rank for him. So let's go queen d6. Which still looks very good. It should be huge advantage still. Takes here, knight d6. Spells quite a bit of trouble for him. So knight e6. It's a bit surprising to me, but I'm guessing he didn't find any of the other choices appealing. So this is a nice option. Here, then I take. There's this fork in the end. Yeah, I expected that. I think I'll just take king f2. Rook b5, there's still a fork. Oh, didn't I play Rasulov last week, by the way? In round 2? Sorry, in round 3? I feel like I did. Just remembered now. c5. This should lose. d7. Right. Knight d6 to come. Also after knight e6, there's knight d6. Rook b3. Rook c8. There are many ways to win. Rook e8 wins. But I feel like technically the absolute easiest is just to give a check, queen the pawn, run up with the king, and now we start grabbing, I believe. Yeah. This should be over. I don't have tons of time left, but an hour 20 is more than enough. Okay, good, clean, technical win. I believe you probably should have taken with the pawn, yeah. I was right. This is a very nice advantage already. Yeah, I should have played this, which I realized after I made my move. But still very good. Funny that Arjun just wants to chuck the exchange. And here, yeah, b4 I should evidently have found that. But, you know, this is more than enough. Knight a6 is the only way to keep the game somewhat afloat. And here I missed knight e4. Okay, whatever. That kind of ruined the fun a little bit, but I think both of our impression was that I was on top most of that game, and at the end of the day, that impression often matters just as much as kind of random tactics that we may or may not have missed. Okay, we got Hikaru playing Golchenko. I think Hikaru is going to flag his opponent. Rook c8, preparing for rook knight takes d6, he takes d6. Essentially all Hikaru needs here is not to do anything crazy, and he's gonna win either on time or position. Rook a2. Oh, let's c4 still. Oh, this rook a1. This is falling apart. Oh, let's watch the end. Next round is starting soon anyway. He's fairly slow today. I feel like Hikaru is probably not at his usual setup. He should be in time still. That was like a nice clutch checkmate. But he was quite slow. And that's coming from somebody who is very slow in these scrambles, normally. Okay, so next game should be starting very soon. And we're gonna roll the dice again. Yellow one this time, assuming I'm playing black. Sorry, yeah. What is this? Oh, yeah, that's a 6, not a 9. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C5. That's fine. Let's hope my opponent plays 1 e4 then. d4 c5 is also okay, but it's not as great. Oh, a3. Okay. We are going c5 regardless. Grab the center, I suppose. I don't know what he's doing. I feel like in this situation, move a3 is slightly useful, but not super useful. So this, by the way, is a very good young Indian player, Mendonca. I was very impressed with him at the freestyle event in Karlsruhe earlier this year. I feel like knight f5 should be good. I really enjoyed his play there. He beat some really good players, drew some really good players, and was up there for a long time. takes queen c7, threatening bishop f4. Overall, I got a very pleasant position. It may look as I have exchanged a good knight for a bad bishop, which to some extent I have, but I still feel like it's a good exchange because, as we discussed earlier, bishop is worth like 3.5 and then knight is worth 3.2 something, as far as I can remember. G3, knight G5 maybe, H6, G4, I don't really see it. I think you should probably go like G3, bishop D6 and then G4. Even there I should be doing more than fine. I don't know why he's thinking so long though. G3 seems kind of too obvious not to play. I mean there is this, but that doesn't look convincing to me. Knight H4. Okay. Guess I'll try and reinforce my position. F4, I'll go F6. F4, there's also G5 maybe. Let's see. Oh. This was his master plan. This is still tempting. Yeah. Should have probably made that move a bit quicker. Anyway, I should be a little bit better here. Like, I don't have to go for this. I also have plans over here, but for the moment, I like the idea of playing on the king side, preparing e5, and then dropping the bishop back to c7 if he puts the knight on f5. That's the idea of that move. And he's getting somewhat short on time, which is one of the reasons why I decided just to keep the tension on my last move rather than lashing out immediately. I guess that's a reasonable option. Maybe drop back with the bishop and kick the queen away. Knight a5, we'll go to c4, maybe to d6, which is often a good square in these structures. Could go e5, but let's improve the knight first. I'm playing this in a little bit cagey way, but I'm also trying to be practical. Considering that he's fairly short on time. Let's jump in. c4, I got f5, also knight g5 is a threat. Yeah, I think he missed this. This just wins a pawn. These are both knight forks that are threatened. There goes a rook for a knight, which is A great trade for me last time I checked. Let's just pry the position open. F5, turning F4. Here, rook e4. And it's all looking very bad for white here. Queen c3, but this, yeah, I thought about that, but this doesn't. Rook d8, it just doesn't work for white. Rook d4, knight e7, king f8. Bishop f6. Yeah, let's just trade the rooks. He's doing well to keep the game going, but there is not a lot to be done here, considering the situation on the board and on the clock as well. This runs into rook d4, and that should be resignation. Okay, queen f5, but queen d5 wins. Clean knight. Okay. That also felt like a game where I was on top for most of it. Again, my evaluations are not always on point, I feel. But yeah, this is a slight advantage. I could have played e5 earlier, but with a minute lead on the clock, I didn't wanna rush. And here, knight e4. Yeah, it's already very bad. With g5, f5 coming. And now he just, yeah, he should have played a move that blunders the h3 pawn instead of the exchange, but this is obviously lost. Okay, let's have a look at some other games. We see a bunch of people on 4 out of 4 already. 465 players. That's more players than I've seen like in a little while. Let me update the games. So Hikaru is one as well. Let's look at Alireza. Ooh, this is interesting. Bishop g6 is a move. Yeah, now white is collapsing. And the bishops sprung to life, and we'll see. Alireza is usually very good at converting these positions, even with very little time. Queen e3, there was there as well. Now he's trading the queens. Grabbing the pawn. Pushing the pawn, and he's got, for his standards, oceans of time. Yeah, sorry about the leaderboard. The leaderboard was a casualty of trying to solve the audio issue. Unfortunately, so maybe we can get that back. What about Fabi? Fabi the dirty flagger. Wow. The moral degradation is sad to see. Okay, since there's a break, I'm gonna take a very small break and I'll be back very soon.
Høres du?
Ja, det høres ut. Faen, det var min feil. Det var den
Du var på
browseren jeg hadde lagt inn.
Hæ? Du har lagt inn browseren?
Ja, fordi du skulle ha standings der, og den viser Chess TV uten at du får krysset det ut. Så nå burde det gå fint.
Okay, boys and girls, we are back. And we have fixed the leaderboard. And for the moment, I'm on top of it, but, you know, ton of great players with 4 out of 4. So we certainly have a lot of games against good players to come. Well, unless I start messing up, but let's hope I don't do that. I didn't even know you had a Twitch until someone mentioned it in the Take chat. Well, welcome. Good to see you. Too early, I have to give my opponent time odds. Well, I've started a new tradition of being back on time from breaks. I cannot say I like it though. Okay, let's roll the dice again. That's probably playing white, so that's knight h3. That's okay. I can live with that. What's my favorite NFL team? You're spamming. I was about to answer the question, but don't spam. It's not nice. Will I stream the birth of my child? Well, it depends whether it coincides with Title Tuesday. Otherwise, probably not. So Counter-Strike pro player called Blitz is FM in chess. Yeah, he was on the Mongols. That I don't know if they at least were in the. I think they lost the finals. Well, at least they were in the finals of the EWC. Okay, so we got one knight h3 against Arjun, and he replies with d6 as if nothing happened, which I consider to be somewhat rude. I mean, you could go g3. Like in this case, knight h3 is not unreasonable. People have been known to play like this. I should go f4 before castle. I can also go knight f4 at some point. Interesting. Overall, I would say that one at knight h3 has been a success, albeit a modest one. Now, I feel like he's taking too many liberties here. I really want to go like knight f4. I'm just going to do it. I was thinking knight h5. Otherwise, I probably want to go g4, g5. If he ignores my provocation. But I'm kind of a bit all in here, but that's all right. Knight d4. I probably want to go knight f4. Maybe that doesn't work. 4, bishop f5, d5, queen d7, and then what? I might be left empty-handed there, so don't think there's any reason to do something desperate, so for now protect the pawn. Next I probably... I am so bad at drawing arrows. I was going to say I want to develop the bishop, but that probably runs into this. So now he is not attacking f5 anymore, so he allows me to develop my knight. And I feel like here, if he gives a check, my king finds a fairly nice home on h3. Now knight e6 is the threat. Very complicated position. Normally something that should suit Arjun quite well. But we are not afraid. So what if I jump in? Like queen c8 maybe? Oh, this was maybe a good move. Let's play c3 then. Here, I go rook b1. Is this a move? Seems unlikely that it can be great. There he goes for it. Let's go queen e2, takes, and then queen e3. Otherwise I got rook f1. such a complicated position. I feel like I should be doing well still. BC, I got rook c1. So, I should be recovering my material. And I am a minute up on time, which is not unimportant. I think he's preparing to bring the rook to g5. Which I cannot really prevent that anyway. Rook c3, no. I mean, there was cd4 and let's trade. I don't like his last move, h5. Go g4. I'm not gonna say I missed that, but I did underestimate it a bit. Let's go knight to d3. Attacking this pawn. Knight e5. Queen f4. This feels like a good setup. Oh. I really want this. How can I kind of... Can I go here? No, that doesn't work. Okay. I'm allowing him to trade some pieces, but I feel like that's okay. No, there are no tactics. This is definitely a bit out of control, but it should be alright. Just gotta keep the game going, because I got a significant lead on the clock. Going after his pawn. That didn't really do all that much. This is very, very tense. I don't know why I did that. I'm trying to win on time. This seems like a position where I should be able to flag him. Oh. I allowed something that I shouldn't have allowed. Why did I do that? That was really dumb. Oh, he blundered his bishop. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of hoping he would blunder there, but that was a tough game. So this was good. Rook a7. What's the point? Queen b6? It's too difficult. Even here I'm doing well. No, I'm not. Queen e2 was good. Position is... I blundered bishop d4. But that's fine. And here I was already kind of in trying to win on time mode. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Good win, and we're playing another very strong player, Sina Movahed. I don't think I've played e5, e4, e5 against him, so let's try that. Some classical Spanish. Let's go b4. Don't really want to get into like a deep theoretical battle here. Yeah, this is like some very complicated theoretical lines here. But I'm not necessarily into that. Bishop e6 looks not unreasonable. Maybe it blunders a pawn. Let's try. No, I can take on c3 first. I was thinking about this. Rook a8, bishop b5 back, and knight a5 or rook a5 and cb4, and I wasn't sure about that. But bc3 first should be fine. Yeah, so here we got a typical position where knight c3 should be okay for black. I think he will do this. Rook b5. That's usually kind of the saving grace for black in these positions that are otherwise like a little bit dodgy positionally speaking with these double pawns, is that you have rook coming to b5 and attacking a5. d5 is a move. Queen e2 maybe. Yeah, I got knight d7 there. If queen c4, let's see. Who knows? So for those who don't know, Sina Movahed is a very promising young Iranian player whom I seem to be playing in every Title Tuesday these days, and also a lot of Freestyle Fridays. Who labeled by some as the new Alireza, partly because of incredible chess talent, a little bit because of appearance as well. Queen a6. I was intending queen a8, but maybe I don't have quite enough for the pawn in that line. Although it seems like I should. I also got queen b8. Intending this. Should also be fine. Yeah, let's do that. Kind of going for the safe option, trying to regain the pawn. So bishop e3, maybe I can take the pawn. Otherwise, like, once I get the knight here, I should be 100% fine. And again, I am up on time. Yeah, that's a good move. Queen b7, protecting this square. Now maybe we activate the rook. I don't think I'm better, but I'm certainly not significantly worse here. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not worse at all. But I do like my position. I can also do this and just drop the bishop back. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Seems strange to give him that square for the knight. Maybe I ran into this move. Yeah, that was less than ideal. Just trying to be too cute there. I feel like I have to trade, but then he's stuck with all the positional pluses if I have to trade there. No, otherwise I just... Now I've given up my time advantage as well. ED5? Then knight h6, is that what he wants? Really? Queen b3 takes. Queen h8, bishop a6. Maybe it's dangerous, I don't know. Yeah. e5 was... I was just thinking I have time to go c6, and queen b3 was also on the cards there, but yeah, it was just too slow. But I'm still fine. Like, I'm not losing by any means. We might have a time scramble on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. As far as I can see, like, direct attack doesn't lead to anything here, so unless he wants to give up this pawn, he has to trade the queens. I don't get that. What's his idea? I think that was just wrong. This does not look convincing to me, though. If I take, rook e3 comes. That could be very dangerous. Okay, I have to do it. This is a wild position. Way too difficult to play with so little time, that's for sure. Oh no, he's got rook f8. No. Okay, I still got flagging chances though. Faster. No, I didn't see that either. Okay, gotta just survive. Probably should repeat. No, it doesn't. What's his plan here? Oh my god, what is wrong with my mouse? Sticky mouse, slow hand, slow brain. Ugh. Yuck. That was not good. Yeah, I was fine. E5 was obviously dumb because of this. I could have just... Okay, that's fine. Okay. We don't have time to dwell on it. Unfortunate loss. But we're still in a decent situation tournament-wise. But we have 3 extremely dangerous players with 6 out of 6. Hikaru, Alireza, and Sina as well. Yeah, is this what people play? C5? I feel like people are experimenting with some modern lines here. Back in the days, people used to just trade. Oh, maybe this is Prague and Gukesh from Bucharest. And that game was a disaster for Gukesh, but I'm sure his play can be improved. And I'm sure Muradli knows a thing or two about how. He's playing very fast. I feel like I should trade. Just try and bring the knight around as soon as possible. Otherwise, it's hard to imagine that I have a lot else than just a symmetrical equal position. Probably still have a very symmetrical equal position, but at least I get my knight to the promised land of a5 first. Oh, f3, e4. So knight b6, f3. I'm assuming probably knight d5. I have to take. Oh, he wants this and knight c4. I don't think I mind that. Knight c4, knight b3. This square is weak as well. This bishop is now a bit... dodgy. Okay, just protecting e3. I think I should jump in. a5, maybe I go knight d3. Or I can just ignore it. So A4, AB, that doesn't work. Is this in bishop F3 maybe? Let's try that. It's a strange position. Still fairly symmetrical. Only imbalances the pawns in the center. And there's obviously tension with both knights on outposts, and at least he got to play A5, A4, which should maybe be favorable to him, but I'm not quite sure. So F5, Rook D1. This looks very tempting. Rook D8. Probably doesn't achieve anything. Let's just poke. And we'll drop the bishop back. Yeah, it's a very logical, probably a very good move. And I don't really have any advantage here, I gotta admit. Maybe rook here. Try and bring the knight around somehow. Maybe look at trading here sometimes. We've also got time, which is maybe my biggest weapon here. Let's see, bishop e2. He might get provoked at some point. Seems as if he is kind of holding firm for the moment, though. Yeah, it's just very cagey. Let's do something. Not sure it improves my position at all. But, like, there could be scenarios where this gives me some more influence in the center. E6, is that a move? Seems rook c8 doesn't really achieve anything. This is very cagey. Okay, so I think he wants knight f5, yeah. I'm not sure I particularly mind this. Maybe I should. Yeah. Probably should have minded this. This is not good. Not good at all. I have to activate my rook. This, I don't know. This is quite tense. D7, I don't think I have anything better than to make a draw. I do kind of need to win the game though. But, like, what can I do? Yeah, I mean, at this point things had gone way too far. Yeah, what can I say? Yeah, I should have sacked the exchange, maybe. Here. Oh, bishop e8 was mating. Okay, king. It's weird. Yeah, now he has to repeat, actually. Here, I still can give a check. Okay. Not great. And after a couple of drop games in a row, that means that I essentially have to win out to have any chance of first place. Alireza is going to go to 6 out of 6. Sorry, 7 out of 7. He's going to flag Lazovic here. But, I mean, if I lost that game, I was completely out of it. So this, although not great, is still superior. Hopefully, I have a good tiebreak, so that if I do, get to a decent score at the end, then my tiebreak can get can give me a few more places, but that's all right. Okay, Paravyan. No easy opponents, that's for sure. Let's roll the dice. Is that 11? That's f6. Ugh. Let's go f5. That's similar enough. I don't want to play f6. Oh, is this his idea? I have to play h6 here, because h5, that exchange stack, is usually very dangerous. I generally don't mind these positions too much, though. It's like a weird head choke position where I'm putting a lot of pawns on the 6th or yeah, on the 6th rank on my 3rd. If I can consider a knight. No, it's probably no good. So let's go bishop g7. And considering I need to win quite a few games towards the end, this seems like a complicated, fun position to play. So, don't mind. Don't mind at all. Knight h5 could be an idea here, depending on what he does. My castle. I mean, this is not great, but I have a hard time seeing that it's kind of completely unplayable too. Can I go d5? Let's go knight b4. Seems quite logical. Here, there's knight g4, knight h5. It's very strange positions. Like, I think I'm worse, but it's somewhat hard to navigate. Guess I trade. So he goes cd very quickly. Like, this is not an obvious decision to me at all. Let's go b5. I mean, he has weakened his king now, so here I got bishop a6, and that looks like fun. I think I gotta go knight h5 then. Yeah, I think my position has improved tremendously over the last couple of moves. This as well, I don't like for him at all. I mean, he's clearing the... Yeah, but... This just seems completely wrong to me. His light squares are very weak now. It's times like this I wish I could calculate. This looks good. It's not the only move. Queen d7 looks very strong too. Knight d4? No, e5. What am I talking about? This has to be good. Knight c7, rook fc8. Just not to have any bishop d6 forks later on. I think he's just more or less busted. Knight d4 is also e5, even ed, e5, knight e4. Should win too. Knight e8. I don't see it. I don't think he has anything. I think it's just clean win of a knight. D, queen c7. Let's trade. And like he doesn't have nearly enough of an attack to justify being a piece down here. Queen e4, rook c8. No, I cannot play queen c5. Okay. Let's focus a little bit. Okay, so takes. Yeah, that looks good enough. Takes queen h5. Queen e3, and then knight g7. Queen f4. I think then I really wanted to trade that knight. It's not threatening anything, so let's go a5. Okay, he wants rook g5. Which I probably should not allow, to be honest. Now rook g5, there's a mating attack. Let's just protect. Trade the queens. And slowly convert. Let's just keep him on his toes. And as far as I can count, I will get a queen quicker than him. Okay. Messy game. Think kind of got what I wanted from the opening position. That was worse, but playable. Or here fe and then knight b4. Yeah, he needed to play e5 there. Did I ever lose my advantage? No. I don't think so. Okay. So evidently, yeah, Hikaru. Oh, so Hikaru just forced a draw against Alireza. He's just trying to beat everybody else then. Well, let's see if that interesting strategy is going to be successful or not. As for me, I have 6.5 out of 8, which is not great, but I've played fairly good opposition, and I have a good tie break. So when we return from the break, we got Alireza and Sergey as well. Wow, with 7.5. So they're gonna play. I don't know. The way I look at it, it's a very reasonable chance that if I win out, 9.5 is gonna be the winning score, like shared. So we'll see. Okay, back soon. So, I think the whole discourse about the World Cup in football is incredibly stupid. For instance, in the last World Cup, it is very clear that the best player of the tournament would have been. It was Messi, but it probably would have been Mbappe if France had won the final, and they both did incredible in the final. And why would that be decided on whose teammates can score penalties? It's absolutely arbitrary. And like the World Cup happens once every 4 years, and I think Messi had 2 incredible runs in 2014 and in 2022, and they both were performances worthy of winning a World Cup. But he could have easily had 0, and would we look at his career otherwise? I don't know. I just think the discourse is dumb. Like you judge them on their whole careers rather than whether they've won a tournament that happens once every 4 years. But I mean, that's just me. No, I think Dembélé is not a typical Ballon d'Or winner in that in the last few years he essentially had one very good season where he was arguably the best player on by far the best team in Europe, at least in the second half of the season. But he, like, to me, didn't stand out like as the best player in Europe necessarily. But I think it was fair enough. Okay. Bluebaum. He always plays some kind of weird semi-goes in lines, doesn't he? And this is, for those who don't follow Pro Chess, this is not just anybody. This is Matthias Bluebaum, who's a candidate for the World Championship. Which is somewhat surprising achievement, but very well deserved. And it looks like he's also streaming, so if you want to follow that, you can follow that. Anyway, yeah, he plays these systems quite a lot in Blitz, but they've always kind of felt relatively pleasant for White to play. So how do I do this? Queen b6. So surprising, but probably a good move. This maybe? It's kind of where the rook came from a bit, but I'm looking at some potential tactics. Okay, so he goes to c7, which means there are no tactics. And it probably also means that rook b2 was a waste of time. Okay, let's see if he goes back. I don't think he should. Not necessarily because he believes his position is better, but I just think he has other moves. Rook d8. I'm a little bit stuck though. Like my whole play revolves around pushing e4. If I can't do that, then nothing I'm doing here makes any sense. I think I just gotta trade now and play e4. I think part of the point of his system with an early bishop f5, bishop g6 is that this pawn is actually useful. g6, let's say the pawn on h7 would weaken his dark squares considerably, but now he can protect the square on f5 without weakening his position. Queen b3 is a move, but I'd probably move away. I also attack his knight then. Generally, when there's a pawn on h7, if white can play e4 with impunity, it's usually much better, but I feel like here with this square protected, it's not that clear. Okay, I'm wondering what his plan is here. Does he want knight h5? I assume that's the case, but as long as I don't blunder into... Should I go? Maybe I should go here first. Well, sure, actually. Let's just trade. If he wants rook c1, I think that's okay. Yeah, I wanted... Yeah. I didn't realize that I couldn't play queen e3 here. It's not good. I don't want to trade on his terms either. I just protect, but that's a bit sad. Here. I gotta get these pawns going. He goes back to c4. e6 maybe? I don't know. I cannot make a draw. So, I gotta do something. Maybe he'll get nervous. So honestly, probably the best position I've had in a bit. Or at least in a few moves. So now I'm attacking a lot of his pieces. Rook e8. Rook e1. I believe. I think knight f3 afterwards is just a draw. Don't have any decisive checks there. Yeah. I have to try and win though. Like, this is not much of a winning try. Queen e4. So Queen g2, b5, king f2, takes. A5, king e3. Yeah, it's just a draw. I mean, d4 is obviously fine for black. 2. This just forces it if I take... Wait a second. If I take king f2, a5, king e3, b4 takes, a4, b5. So you got a4. Let's see. Yeah, it still draws, unfortunately. That sucks. Yeah, he has way too much time, so I cannot flag him. Okay, so there goes my hope of winning this tournament, but yeah, I think he just honestly calculated that well. He didn't. A4. Really? I was thought about a4, but I had a minute and 27. That's really annoying. Apparently I just misevaluated this. G4. Queen b2 is better, yeah. Rook e2 was winning. Yeah, that's fine. Never looked likely there. Oh wow, Sergey won. He beat Alreza. Mr. Drigalov. Which means that Hikaru is going to play Sergey next, I assume, unless they drew earlier. And Hikaru is going to have a great chance to win the tournament. And Alreza, after being in the lead for most of the tournament, is now in trouble. Okay, playing the Penguin. I don't really mind. Let's play the King's Indian. Should I play something funky here? Let's do this. I guess we're just ending up in a more or less normal King's Indian after all. Here, takes. You often go a6, b5. Is this play just too fast here? Let's see. Let's go b5. Like, I don't believe I'm getting mated. Maybe h6 was a move there. Well, continue our play on the queen side. And he has a nice initiative on the king side, but I'm not getting mated, so I'm not that concerned here. I can go rook a7 probably and protect everything for now. Can also play positionally at some point, return with the bishop. So, like, I'm certainly a bit worse. So knight f2 seems very natural to me. Problem is once I go bishop a6, which is a nice active move, then, well, first of all, there could be endgames after a trade of bishop that are not great for me, but also I'm giving up this square. So he goes for the attack, but I don't really mind that too much. Maybe I should trade first. Let's just go rook a7. It seems very reasonable. Like, positionally, the trade of dark squared bishops is good for me. Okay. So he wants to go here, as well as hinting at things on the other side. Guess I'll go king h8. At c4, I'll go back, and then hopefully I'll get queen bishop a6 soon. I'm actually happy to see that, at least on the general basis. Threatening 95. It's tempting also to sack at some point. Yeah, maybe that's actually a bit of a problem. Let's go here then. Here I got 94. And then he is going to be dangerously short on time. Short of time in this game. But he is, for those who don't know, this is the famous penguin who is probably the best player in the world with 30 seconds or less. So he both plays very fast and very accurately in time scrambles. He goes for it. Oh, does he want But I'm not convinced that this actually works. Okay, I don't really have a choice. Okay, let's trade. I mean, he wants queen h6, but I got b3. King f2, I got queen a7 at the very least. And here I can take. And then rook c8. That's not mate. Queen a6 later on. Like, this cannot be bad for me, I feel. Like, I always got this as well. So it's not like I'm getting mated. Okay, let's take. So queen a6. Okay, I gotta trade. Queen b5. King f2. Yeah, then I can protect the rook. Okay, that seems fine. Let's go here. Queen e7, and now I feel like I've consolidated. Now I should be somewhat better. Queen f4 is probably a threat. Now I can infiltrate. So he tries to run with the king, but this should be mating. Yeah. This is the classic ladder mate. Oh, tough game. Tough game. And it looks, for the moment, as though Hikaru's strategy is going to pan out. Because he did draw Alireza and then win his other games. And I have half a point too little to play him in the last round, which is very unfortunate. How was this game? How did Alireza? So it looks like a very good niter for black. Not anymore. What? 13 seconds against a minute and he lost? Oh! Oh boy. Yeah, that was bad. And then he ran into mate. That was, yeah, that was tough. Yeah, unfortunately, there are too many people with 8.5 out of 10, so I don't get to play Hikaru, and so I can essentially only play for third, I think. And it looks like my tiebreak has somehow deteriorated a bit as well. But that's okay. Oh! I guess he'd played everybody, so I did get Hikaru after all. Well, don't mind if I do. I guess I cannot win the tournament, but I can at least potentially get to the same score as Hikaru. I had this against him in another Title Tuesday recently, where he won the game, but I thought my position from the opening was promising. Yeah. I guess he'd played everybody with a higher score than I have. This should be somewhat more pleasant for white. He has the take here, knight d5, knight d3 maybe, and then take on d5. I like that. Like he could give me the bishop pair, but that's a significant achievement already, I think. And here, this also seems to be a bit better. Knight a4 and then bishop e3. Oh, maybe he has time for bishop f6. Let's go here then. Here I can go bishop e5. Yeah, it's not a lot, but still feels somewhat more pleasant for white. Probably want this next. Okay, so I think he wants... I think I should trade, actually. He wants knight c6 at some point. That's what he wants. Knight c3, king f8. And if I trade, that doesn't really help. Yeah. I messed up. Or like, I probably didn't have anything real to begin with, but I certainly don't now. So that surprises me a little bit. Yeah, still nothing. It's nothing. Okay, I gotta move. As Hikaru likes to say. Knight c6 and then rook d1. That's the plan. Here I think I have bishop c7. Knight b5. Rook. Yeah, it's just nothing. I have to keep the game going somehow. But this really doesn't do anything. A6, knight A3. We'll see. F6. I'm running into all sorts of shit. Yeah, this is just not good chess. I didn't even have time to go F3 and G4. H6 and I'm not losing. I think I have a tactic that keeps me afloat, but it is very sad. No, I am losing. Bishop E3 was my plan, but there's Bishop E2 and that D3. Should I gamble that he doesn't see it? I don't think I can. Yeah, I have to take it. It's just a very sad endgame. I have to beg and plead to try and make a draw here. Okay, let's go king f2. b4. Maybe he knows that he wins the tournament on tiebreak with a draw. Wait a sec. How do I set up a defense here? Maybe I just don't. He just advances his pawn, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I have to abandon that pawn sooner or later anyway. No, this is just lost, unfortunately. Okay, it just goes f3, f2. Okay, that's a sad, sad way to finish the tournament. Let's see if I had any advantage. Not here. Yeah, this was dumb. Yeah. Yeah, this was obviously too much. I needed to trade, but then I knew that I had no winning chances whatsoever, so I held on to some belief that I could maneuver here, play f3, g4, and so on. But, I mean, there are many ways to exploit it. Oh well. Congrats to Hikaru. Very much deserved win against me and in the tournament overall. His first win of the new Title Tuesday era. As for myself, I was nowhere near the level I needed to be at today, but that's, that's okay. You can't win every time. Ella says that food is waiting for me. I am coming home. I'm getting some food. And I will see you all some other time. Bye. And we're probably raiding somebody. We'll see. I'll let the old mods decide whom. But bye.